And we're live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Committee on Community Development, Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. Councilmember Golumback,
Here.
Councilmember Rivera,
Present.
Councilmember Wyatt,
Here.
Councilmember Bowman,
Present.
Councilmember Wingo,
You got it. Okay.
Item number 1, reported sale 244 Maple.
Motion to send. Item is open.
Okay, this item is open. Did we have anybody that wanted to speak on this? Let's see. I don't see anyone raising their hand. There's a chat. No speakers. Okay. Could I see the item again, please? Why don't we send, is Council President Pridgen is not here, I don't think. Why don't we send it without rec? Just in
Motion.
case. Okay.
Motion to send without rec.
Motion to send without rec, seconded by Council Member Wyatt.
Item number 2, acknowledgement from Office of Canadian Prime Minister.
This item is open.
Okay, did we have anybody, Council Member Wyatt?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just submitted this item because I know that Congressman Higgins and Schumer have been doing all they can to work with the Prime Minister to open up the border. I know there's a lot of frustrated people not being able to cross into Canada. I know I go there very frequently, but it wasn't about me as much as those citizens who have loved ones who they can't visit. My wife and I were able to go out of the country some weeks ago, and there was a heavy thought about showing your vaccine card and actual having testing for COVID after the trip. I think those are practical things that the Canadian government can put in place. It's very frustrating, and I see it on those folks that when people are being interviewed, that they can't cross that border to see their loved ones. So I just wanted to send a letter of support, and I believe the council did do something in support of opening up the border as well. But this was just my small way of adding my voice to their voice in hopes that there can be some resolution, because it's frustrating for those residents and those individuals who have loved ones in Canada who cannot cross that border to see their loved one. If they have a vaccination card, they've been vaccinated. Those are the protocols being used across the country, across the world. And I would hope that, of course, our Canadian delegation could support that. We've had this open and free border for many, many years, and there's been a lot of dust up for this, but I hope the Prime Minister will adhere to what has been doing throughout the world. I think those things can work, and people should be able to go and visit. So again, thank you to Senator Schumer and also Congressman Higgins, as well as Mr. Jacobs for leading the fight to let the ordinary voices of people who are still suffering even after this pandemic and seeing their loved ones. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This can be received and filed.
Motion to receive and file.
The motion will be to receive and file, seconded by Mr. Wyatt. I want to say thank you also. I've got some Canadians that actually own property in my district that actually would live in Buffalo periodically, sort of the opposite of our people that go to the Crystal Beach and whatnot. But one of the gentlemen, I felt so bad, he had to get in touch with my office because with the quarantine, he lost the kid that would cut the grass for him. I hooked him up with another kid. Long story short, I was able to get a volunteer to go over there and take care of it for him. It's wonderful, the city of good neighbors doing things like that. So, there are so many of these little, sad stories. I have a cousin I haven't seen in over 18 months. But I would see her, she's married to a Canadian and hasn't been able to come across. And lastly, Mr. Wyatt, if they open up the border, I'll be able to go to Montreal and Quebec. in August, so I thought you were going out of your way to try to get rid of me for 2 weeks. So thank you very much.
Council member, it was beautiful to see that Canadian residents and American residents were coming together to fight for people. And, you know, I want to say thank you to the Prime Minister, because I really didn't think I was going to get a response back. But I'm hoping that we can expedite this more quickly and we don't have to wait till July 21st. Because it's frustrating, and you know, you feel for these families who have been separated for such a long period of time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yep, you're welcome. I believe there's nothing from the table.
Nothing further from the table. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, seconded by Mr. Bullman.